Welcome everybody. What's good, y'all? If you are new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Make sure if you are new here or you have yet to do so to check out the description down below. There is a Google Sheet where I have all of the changes laid out for every single Pokemon that I've done so far. And most importantly, there is a very detailed guide to all of the move buffs and changes in this hack. With that being said, though, and I don't want to understate how important that is. So again, I want to plug that a little bit more just so people check it out because those moves are really important. But Relicanth, my man is already a perfect life form, so you know he didn't need any buffs. I'm kidding, obviously, but I fucking love that Pokedex entry, bro. Fucking perfect life form, so fucking funny. Relicanth is really cool, super underrated design. I gave them some insane, incredible buffs. So you might be thinking, oh my god, 3 multi-scale Pokemon in a row, you're running out of ideas. That's actually intentional. All 3 of them are deep sea fish, and all 3 of them fit a lot to have the ability multi-scale. Relicanth especially. If you read the Pokedex entries, it talks about how he withstands enormous water pressure, and he's covered in tough scales like craggy rocks. Yes, I considered rough skin. I actually had rough skin for a while, but these 2 abilities are better, and there are other rough skin Pokemon, but I really wanted rough skin. I also wanted unaware, so I was kind of conflicted between unaware, rough skin, multi-scale, and stamina, but I ended up settling on the 2 better abilities. Not that the other 2 abilities are bad or anything, they're great, but for Relicanth, in this hack, I've balanced things so that every Pokemon has 2 viable abilities that you're switching between with the Infinite Youth ability capsule. You're switching between them. You're not just sticking with one ability the whole game. And that means that, say, for example, if I did stamina plus rough skin or multi-scale plus rough skin or unaware plus multi-scale, like the other ability will be really situational, and I don't like that. I can live with that in some cases, like when it's a weather ability or like levitate, that kind of stuff. I can live with it being situational because it's still really good, but it's good in those situations. But I don't want something that's so situational where it's like really not even that good in other situations because your other option is so much better. Therefore, I opted for both multi-scale and stamina, both of which are also arguably the most fitting of those 4 abilities anyways. Multi-scale, very obviously fitting ability if you read the Pokedex and just look at the fucking design of this thing. And as for stamina, I mean, he's the longevity Pokemon. He's never evolved over 100 million years. So stamina makes a lot of sense in my opinion. And both of those abilities are incredible. So multi-scale with 80. So yes, I did drop the HP. HP is based a little bit more on size now in this hack, so I wanted to make it a little bit more reasonable. And then I, of course, just beefed up his bulk to an incredible degree. But you have to keep him on the abilities are really what makes him great. Not that he would be bad with these stats without those 2 abilities, but you know, in the power levels, with the grand scheme of the power levels in this hack, you know, he needs a little bit more than that. So yeah, he can absolutely swallow even grass type hits. He'll be swallowing them, especially with multi-scale. Oh my god, with ease. Obviously, things like Bullet Seed and Vine Lashes will hit right through that, but you know, it's part of the balancing of the game. But in general, he can absolutely swallow even 4 times effective moves, let alone 2 times effective moves or neutral moves. Just an incredibly tanky Pokemon. It does have a good base 90 attack stat still, with solid coverage moves. You know, it's got ground, psychic, even flying with bounce, which it got before for some stupid fucking reason. Takedown for fighting, ground, rock, water, steel, and psychic. You know, nothing too crazy, but that's good enough coverage for sure. But most importantly, it has a really good setup moves. So not only do you have multi-scale and stamina, you also have a reliable recovery with set and mend. Again, that's why I implore people to check out the changes for all these moves, because every move is buffed or changed, and there are tons of new ones, and you can see what all of them do right here. Oh, that's ground type. I'm stupid. Have I been coloring that as rock type this whole time? I hope not. That would be really fucking embarrassing if I was. It doesn't matter. They're like, it's the same fucking thing. Let's move around real quick. I don't think I have been. Nah, that looks better. I think I just messed it up this time. Anyways, it's been a while, so... been about a week since I was doing these. Oh god, I went up to... Yeah, I was coloring it the right way. Cool. Alright, what was I looking at? Relicanth. So, yeah, just absolute fucking goat, dude. He can swallow hits for days. He has reliable recovery. You can also run him in the sand if you wanted to, and he's just fucking immortal in the sand, which is awesome. With Sediment healing 2/3 in the sand. But even without that, you can just run him for that reliable recovery. With stamina, and you can rack up those stamina boosts. You can also use Rest Talk with stamina. Or Stockpile plus Swallow with stamina. Swallow being buffed to heal you by full no matter what. So say, for example, you click Stockpile once, you yawn the next turn, you protect the other turn, or whatever the fuck you're doing. It doesn't matter, right? Whatever you're going to do. And then on that 4th turn, you can Swallow once you're like lower HP, and then you heal up full. And Swallow has priority as well. So it's almost like you're using a max potion in exchange for losing your item. Losing your boost, of course. And keep in mind, healing items are disabled in this hack. So in battle you can't use healing items, so you gotta use moves to heal and items and stuff, like held items. But yeah, that's just really fucking great for Relicanth. You know, Set Amend is a staple move for sure. Otherwise, you're gonna want Swallow, Stockpile, or Rest Talk or something, or Resto Chesto, whatever it may be. Keep in mind that Multiscale and Stamina have really good synergy in terms of swapping the ability around, because Stamina over the long term is much tankier than Multiscale, but Multiscale is obviously immediately much tankier than Stamina is, having damage from all hits when you're full HP. So it's really up to you. It's up to the specific situation. It's up to your personal preferences. It's up to your teammates. But most importantly, it's up to what specific boss fight you're encountering to choose which ability you want and what set you want to run. He can also take advantage of Amnesia with Stamina, which is great, and Set Amend, as well as Meditate. Meditate giving him +1 attack and Spadef. So it's kind of like Calm Mind, but it gives you a physical attack instead, which is really awesome for stamina sets, because, you know, then you get your defense boost and you heal up, and it's just really fucking great. You also have access to the Acclimate, which fits very well given Relicanth's whole being million years old, unchanged, whatever. Acclimate will give him stab on any of his moves and +1 to all his stats with the Z Crystal. So essentially you get +1 attack and +1 above your defenses. You become incredibly tanky, and then you can use Sediment to heal up, and you can become a pure type anything. You could become pure Psychic, pure ground, pure rock, pure flying, even whatever you need for that situation. Pure fighting, etc. Pure water even would be good. All that kind of stuff is really nice. So and that lasts until you switch out, which is really nice. And then, of course, you get those boosts, and you can use Sediment, and you get Stamina, and then you just fucking, so fucking cool. Skull Bash is also buffed. Skull Bash is 130 base power still, but it cannot miss. So for Hustle Pokemon, that's incredible. But without having Hustle, it's still a great option for early on, of course, level 36. Because what it does is it gives you +1 accuracy and attack, as well as +1 defense. So you're essentially getting a coil boost when you click Skull Bash. And you're so tanky, you don't even need to run Power Herb. You can just slap on Stamina with Skull Bash and just rack up boosts and just become really fucking tanky with max Spadef. And excuse me, I did beef up their Spadef incredibly, just based on their design and stuff. They just look like they should be really fucking tanky, so that's what they are. And again, I still have that good attack stats, so they do have some offensive presence, which is always really nice to see, as well with these high base power moves and all that fun stuff. So he will be doing a lot of damage as well over time. But overall, he's just a great defensive utility Pokemon, great setup Pokemon. Yeah, the Water Rock typing isn't the best typing in the world, but it has some really good resistances, and you're so tanky that it doesn't really matter at that point anyways. So I think I covered everything, to be honest. I opted not to give them any priority. It doesn't really fit for him to learn Aqua Jet or Accelo Rock or First Impression or Lunge, or any of those moves that I give to a bunch of other Pokemon. It just doesn't really fit in my eyes. So yeah, I'll leave it off there. Thank you very much for listening, everybody. This is probably a super quick video, which is good, because I'm trying to keep these around 10-15 minutes now, because it gets more views that way, and people are just more likely to watch it if they see it's less than 10 minutes. So thank you so much. I mean, not that I'm going to rush everything, but if it's under 10 minutes, that's great. So I should probably shut up. Thank you so much for listening. Leave a like down below. I said that wrong. Leave a comment down below if you enjoyed it. Leave your thoughts down below. Helps with the algorithm. Also, make sure you drop a like. And most importantly, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. That would be really awesome. Again, link to the changes in the description down below, as well as my Discord server. You can check both those things out in the description. Thank you so much, everybody, and goodbye.